Hi, my name is Tina Von Hatten from Meaningful Explorations. I'm a homeschool mom of 8, and today we're going to talk about the 10 things I wish I'd known before I began homeschooling, and that you might like to know too. The first thing I wish I would have known before I began homeschooling is that relationships are more important than academics. If you and your child aren't getting along, your child just won't learn. And I found that the more I worked on our relationship, the more I worked on really listening to my child and seeing what the struggle was. I even took a few mediated learning classes to really get to the bottom of why my kid was getting stuck. That really helped me move forward with my children and help motivate them, help encourage them, and help them learn the way they needed to learn. Relationships are key to success. The second point I want to bring up is that I am not the kid's teacher. I know that sounds kind of odd, but I'm a homeschool mom, I'm a homeschool parent, and I'd like to think of myself more as a coach, an advocate, a student of my own child. I look at how they learn and how they need my help, and I try to help them succeed. A coach wants their players to understand the concepts of a game. They want them to learn how to be a really good player by looking at their assets. They'll put them in the position that they think is the best position for their team. And that I found when I adopted that sort of a role in our homeschool, I found there was a lot more fun, a lot more cooperation, and way more fun. Number 3, there is no silver magic bullet or whatever you want to call it in homeschool. I would hear from somebody, oh, did you hear about this philosophy or that philosophy? Or did you hear about this curriculum? It just came out. It's amazing. You have a kid who's dyslexic, right? Yeah. Well, you have to try this. It's going to be awesome. Your kid's going to learn how to read and it's going to be... And then I try it and it didn't work. And I tried some more. And I think there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with my child. Why can't my kid do this? Why can't my child have the success that everyone else has? Because there is no silver magic bullet in homeschool. Look at number 2, become a coach, figure out what your child needs and help them succeed. Because no matter what philosophy that is, no matter what curriculum it is, there's no magic bullet. Number 4 is a good one. Buying curriculum is easy. Making it work is a whole other story. This is kind of piggybacking off of number 3. There's no silver magic bullet. It is easy to buy curriculum. There is so much curriculum out there. There's so many beautiful things to buy. Even the free ones. There's lots. I even offer lots of free things that I think are great for my family, and they might work for your family, and they might not. Making them work is the hard part. And you know what? Don't even try. Find what works for your child and go with it. Don't worry about if it works for somebody else or doesn't work for somebody else. And if it doesn't work for your child, you might need to tweak it. And if you've given it a fair shot and it's still not working, sell it. Do something else. Relationships, number 1, are more important. Number 5, you can't homeschool like other people. I've tried this. It's a disaster. I have a friend whose kids are super athletic and they're super energetic. And I was saying, oh, one of my kids is really energetic, can't sit still. Oh, you've got to go out and buy this, and your kids have got to do this, and everything will be fine. Hockey sticks. Yes, hockey sticks. My kids hated hockey. They didn't like it. It wasn't them. So we wasted a bunch of money on things that maybe would work for a different kid, maybe some of the younger ones now, but did not work for the kids I had. I have tried to do things that other people did. I shouldn't have done it. I stuck with things and I always thought there was something wrong with me. If everyone else can do, and I don't want to say which philosophies that we've all tried right now, but we've tried things and they just didn't work because maturity maybe wasn't there or whatever. But when I learned how to homeschool, and this is my biggest advocacy for anybody, homeschool for your children. Don't do it because somebody else did it. Don't do it because somebody said you should do it. Don't homeschool like the other people. Homeschool like you. Number 6 is a real truth bomb here. I'm sorry. I love my kids. One of my kids is filming this. And I love you guys. I love you all. But it's hard being around your kids 24/7. So don't feel bad, moms. It's hard. It is hard. You are in charge of school and feeding your children, cleaning the house, doing all the things. And you still are a human being. I remember during school time, like the time we allotted for school, I got a phone call. Something was wrong with the insurance. Got a phone call. Somebody died in the family. And these are things that you can't hide. It's not like, okay, you can work on it until your kids come home from school. They're right there. They see everything you do. They see your reactions. They see your feelings. It's so raw. And sometimes I just wish I could have some time. I do get some time for me, but sometimes those things happen and there's nothing you can do about it. Kids are 24/7 right there all the time. If you have been homeschooling for any length of time, you know what I'm talking about. Now, this one I never really understood and I never really believed. But number 7 is you don't have to teach your children everything they need to know. At first I thought if I just teach everything that the kids are learning in school, so like grade 3 they learn about pioneers, grade 7 they learn about, all these different things, and each year they're supposed to learn fractions in this grade and do this in that grade. I thought I'd get it all in. But that is just total bogus. You will never teach your children everything they need to know from K to 12. And don't let anybody ever tell you or make you believe this. As homeschoolers, I think a lot of us pride ourselves in raising lifelong learners. So why would we even try to teach everything your kids need to know, or my kids need to know, in 12 years? It's just not possible. One thing I never thought I'd ever do before I began homeschooling is read to children who could read. When I remember being like 5 or 6 and I could read, and I asked, hey, can you read this story to me tonight? And they're like, wait, you can read. Read it to yourself. So this is the mentality I'd always adopted. And then I ran into people like Sarah Mackenzie or Pam Barnhill, Julie Bogart, and they're all like, read to your teens. I never thought about it. I read to my elementary school kids who were reading, like readers, and still wanted good books to be read. But I never thought I'd read to teens. And you know what? It is awesome. It is so much fun. There are so many great conversations that come out of reading to your teens. So if you don't have teens yet or tweens, don't worry. It's fun. It's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. It is so much fun, especially when you can get into those books that really move them, that they're really excited about, and just have a lot of fun. And you can even take turns reading and stuff. I just never thought I'd do that. I don't know why I never did, but it was totally worth it. Number 9, the decision to homeschool is our own. We do not need to defend it. No matter what, it's nobody's business. It took me forever to get over this. And I still find myself in the odd conversation defending my decision to homeschool. But in reality, this is something I never had to do. It's something you never have to do. You might have to, sign up with your school board or give your intent to homeschool to the government, and that's it. Number 10 is something that's near and dear to my heart. Something I'd read about in my first few years of homeschooling, something I hadn't experienced in the first few years of homeschooling, and I never thought it would happen to me, and that's homeschool burnout. It is real. If you've ever experienced getting up in the morning and dreading the thought of doing school with your kids, of having to get them all dressed to go to co-op or soccer or do anything, you've got homeschool burnout. I've been there. It is like the darkest, most awful place to ever be. If you've ever gone through homeschool burnout, I'd be happy to hear about it. Like any of these things, just leave your comments below. But it's something that blindsided me and took, I think, the better part of 2 years to recover from. Now, we homeschooled through it on a really light schedule, but I never knew the impact it would have on our family and our homeschool. So if you've ever felt like maybe you got homeschool burnout, I've got to send all the kids back to school, you're not alone. And there is help out there. And if there's enough interest, I'll do a whole video on homeschool burnout because it is something near and dear to my heart. And I know it has a lot to do with not having enough community, not having family in the area, and just not being connected and going through a lot of bad things all at once. Family member passed away, a miscarriage, we moved, injuries, and all sorts of things, and then the pregnancy, and it's that pushing on too long, too hard, and that's what causes homeschool burnout. Well, those are the 10 things that I wish I had known before I began homeschooling that would have helped me maybe make some different decisions and not have such a bumpy, rough first 5, 6, 7 years. Now I've relaxed into it a bit more, and I hope to create lots of content that will help other moms and help you just relax into the role as a homeschool parent and enjoy it because it goes so quickly. I hope you stick around and check out our other videos. We've got some new ones coming up. I'm going to interview my graduates and hope you like those. See you next time.